Good day, sir. We are from Group 2. We will be presenting on activity-based costing. We have 5 members in our group. They are Lo Li Zi, Tan Gui Fang, Ko Yongjia, Li Weilong, and me, Dong Pokin. The contents of our video are activity-based costing versus traditional costing, benefits and advantages of activity-based costing, limitations of activity-based costing, relationship between activity-based costing and activity-based management, and activity-based costing application in manufacturing industry. I will be the first presenter to present. My name is Dong Pokin, and my metric number is 280766. I will be presenting on the activity-based costing versus traditional costing. I will start with the definition of activity-based costing and traditional costing. Activity-based costing is a costing method that identifies activities in an organization and assigns the cost of each activity to all products and services according to the actual consumption by each. Traditional costing is the allocation of factory overhead to products based on the volume of production resources consumed. Next, I will explain on how activity-based costing differs from a traditional costing system. There are 5 differences between them. The first difference is that activity-based costing assigns both manufacturing and non-manufacturing costs to products, but traditional costing systems assign only manufacturing costs to products. Take for example, activity-based costing systems can assign sales commissions, shipping costs, and warranty repair costs to specific products, but traditional costing does not assign those costs to products. The second difference is that activity-based costing systems do not assign all manufacturing costs to products, while traditional costing systems do assign all manufacturing costs to products. This is because activity-based costing only assigns a cost to a product if decision concerning that product will cause changes in the cost. The third difference is that activity-based costing uses more cost pools than traditional costing systems that often use a single plant-wide overhead pool or just one overhead pool per department. Activity-based costing cost pools are created to correspond to the activities performed in an organization that cause the consumption of overhead resources. The total number of activity-based costing cost pools will definitely exceed 1, and it is likely to exceed the number of departments within a company since more than one activity is often performed within each department. Each activity-based costing cost pools has its own unique measure of activity. On the contrary, traditional costing systems usually rely on direct labor hours or machine hours to allocate all overhead costs to products. Next, come to the fourth difference between activity-based costing and traditional costing. Activity-based costing uses more allocation bases than traditional costing systems, which rely solely on volume as the base for allocating overhead costs. Activity-based costing systems often use direct labor hours, machine hours, or other unit-level allocation bases to assign the portion of overhead costs that move in tandem with the volume of production. However, unlike traditional systems, activity-based costing also uses additional allocation bases that are not related to the volume of production to assign overhead costs that are not correlated with volume. Now, I will explain on the fifth difference between them. For traditional costing, the predetermined overhead rate is based on budgeted activity. This results in applying all overhead costs, including unused or idle capacity costs, to products. For activity-based costing, products are charged for the cost of capacity they use and not for the cost of capacity they do not use. Unused capacity costs are treated as period expenses. We can summarize that traditional costing assigns overhead costs based on a single overhead rate, while activity-based costing assigns overhead costs based on several cost pools and the activities that drive costs. Traditional costing is optimal when the manufacturing process is labor-driven and overhead increases based on traditional activity bases, such as direct labor hours, direct labor costs, or machine hours. Activity-based costing is optimal when the manufacturing process is technology-driven and overhead increases based on various activities that differ for each product. It can be concluded that traditional costing is easy to be implemented but less accurate, while activity-based costing is difficult to be implemented but is more accurate. Now, I will pass to my group member, Tan Guifang, to continue the presentation.
My name is Tan Guifang and my matrix number is 280107. Now I'll present about the benefit and advantage of activity-based costing, ABC. Activity-based costing have coming widely used even though it is expensive and costly. Based on the research I have done, I found that there are 3 benefits of ABC, which they are: provide a more accurate product cost, help in better plan and cost control, and the last one is it is benefit to service industry. ABC bring accuracy and reliability in cost production determination by focusing on cause and effect relation in cost incurrence. It recognizes that it is activity which cause cost, not product, and it is product which consume activity. In advance, manufacturing environment and technology will support function overheads constitute a large share of total cost. ABC provide more realistic product costs. ABC produce reliable and correct product cost data in case of the greater diversity among the products manufactured, such as a low volume product or the high volume product. Traditional costing is likely to bring error and approximations in product cost determinations due to using absorption method. The second benefit is help in better plan and cost control. The polling of cost by activity or activity area provide information that may help manager in better plan and control the costs. Information generated by ABC can encourage the company to redesign the product to use more common parts. When ABC in use, the activity-based flexible budget may be developed. Such a flexible is more accurate than the conversion cost because multiplied cost drivers are identified to explain the behavior of overhead costs. ABC provide insight for the analysis of consumer profitability, distribution, channel, brand, region, and other areas that directly affect the profit of the company. This is because ABC link performance of the particular activity of the organization resource consumed. Also, the ABC create the opportunity to the product designer to make for the cost reduction. The price competitors set for their products are important factors that in making decision whether a company enter to a new market. The estimated long-run cost of the product that will enable the company to enter or to remain in the market and competent profit against its competitor is called target cost. Japanese consumer product company often use target cost in their price strategy. ABC can be particularly helpful as a product design engineering. Try to achieve the product target cost with the providing information. ABC system generally improve the ability of the analyst to estimate the cash flow. By separating costs into activity pool and identify of cost driver into each pool, the analyst can be more accurate and determine the level of the various costs that will be incurred. Last but not least, it is benefit to service industry such as bank, hospital, and government department that have very different characteristics than manufacturing firms. Service organization has almost no direct costs. Most of the costs are overhead and they did not hold stock of service as the service is consumed when it's produced. Traditional costing has generally been considered inappropriate for this organization, whereas ABC offers the potential of benefit from provide a decision-making and cost managing. ABC system can provide a better costing information and help management manage efficiently and gain a better understanding of the firm competitive advantage, strengths and weaknesses. Managers recognize need for a better costing system such as ABC when they are experiencing increased loss of sales due to the erroneous pricing that result from inaccurate costing data. Next, I'll pass my friend to continue the presentation.
My name is Li Weilong, Normometric 2F0551. I will present the limitation of activity-based costing. First, it needs substantial resources to implement and maintain costing system. Activity-based costing system is a big project that will use more cost pools that compared to traditional cost system, and it is used to correspond to the activities performed in companies that will cause a big consumption of overhead resources. Moreover, activity-based costing also use unit-based driver and also non-unit-based driver to improve the accuracy in cost. However, the benefit of increase the calculating of cost inaccurately may not outweigh the implementation cost. In nutshell, activity-based costing system need the more resources, and once it is implemented, the more cost needed to maintain the procedure compared to traditional costing system. Second, the employee may resistance to unfamiliar number and reports. The number produced in activity-based costing system is not same to traditional costing system. The source data is not always readily available from normal costing reports, and it will cause a problem that managers are not familiar to use the new type of numbers to manage their daily operations. It will cause the inefficiency of working and also delay the process. So, if a company is prepared to use the activity-based costing system, the company needs to provide the training to the workers early. And it will also increase the cost of the company. Third, potential misinterpretation for unfamiliar numbers. Activity-based costing system will not determine the relevant cost for particular decision automatically, and it is easy to cause the misunderstanding in calculation cost for the decision. Furthermore, activity-based costing system can also identify the potential relevant cost for decision-making purpose. However, the cost is only potential, but not actually occurs. So, the managers need to be considered carefully to identify which cost is actually relevant and also which cost can be avoidable to reduce the using of costs in future when the process of decision making. 4. Activity-based costing is not fully allocate all costs to products. Activity-based costing systems do not assign all manufacturing costs to products, while traditional costing systems assign all manufacturing costs to products. This can be explained as activity-based costing system only assign a cost to product if the decision making are immovable to the change of the cost of products. Most of the managers are supposed to assign all manufacturing costs to product to provide the information for decision making, and also promote the efficient use of resources to make sure the activities implemented is efficient and also can do the collection if needed. For example, in the process of setting price, not only the direct materials, the direct labors, manufacturing overhead is also needed to be considered in the process of setting price. Then, activity-based costing is not suitable for small firms. This is because small firms do not have a lot of overhead costs, and activity-based costing is not work to the work. Not only that, activity-based costing also not useful for business that sell single product or service. This is due to the different level of technology and manufacturing environment prevailing in different firms will also give the different effects to the application of activity-based costing. So, activity-based costing may not useful for companies where overhead is more in proportion to total operating costs and companies where selling the single product. Lastly, activity-based costing does not conform to generally accepted accounting principles. Inventory analysis in activity-based costing does not meet generally accepted accounting principles requirement, and it will cause the conflict with the traditional costing system. Moreover, in order to use the activity-based costing system, the company need to prepare the two costing systems, one for the internal users under activity-based costing, and one for compliance with generally accepted accounting principles. The cost to maintain two costing systems is higher than compared to maintain one costing system, and it will also cause the confusion among which set of number costing systems to be used for the particular period. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to the leader to continue the presentation.
Good day everyone, my name is Lorisa, number 27962. Now I would like to present the relationship between activity-based costing and activity-based management. The definition of ABM system is a means of analyzing a company profitability by looking at each aspect of its business to determine strengths and weaknesses. ABM system also used to help management find out which area of the company are losing money so that they can be improved or cut altogether. The result of ABM analysis can help that company produce more accurate budget and long-term financial forecasts. There are two main types of ABM system, which are operational ABM system and strategy ABM system. Operational ABM system is doing things right and relate to making the organization more efficient by reducing the cost of activity and eliminating those activities that do not add value. The strategy ABM system is doing the right things, which involve deciding which product to make and which customer to sell based on the accurate analysis of product and customer profitability that activity-based costing allows. ABC system and ABM system are management tools that help in managing operational activity to improve the performance of a business entities, manage the manufacturing process for more cost effectiveness, and both systems are not limited to manufacturing process but also including service, non-profit, retail, and governmental. The ABC system can be called as a subset of ABM system. The ABC system helps in improving the costing by outlining the various expenses like salary and rent to activities and outlining these activities to service, distribution, and so on. Whereas the ABM system is the application of ABC data to manage product portfolio and business process better. The ABM system is focused on the various activity and the business process that the customer needs and is willing to pay for. The ABM system also helps in determining the contribution of each person. Next, the ABC system is a measurement of the cost and the performance of the various activity, cost, object, and resources, while the ABM system is a measurement of the cost, quality, and time. Third, the relationship between ABC system and ABM system is ABC system is mainly recognized causal relationship of cost driver to activities and apportion the cost of each activity among the different products that use them based on the use of the driver by each product. While the ABM system helps in reducing cost driver and transfer the resources, it aims to increase profit by reducing the cost of activities that it already performed. Moreover, ABC system become ABM system when design the product and service that meets or exceeds customer expectation and can be produced and delivered at a profit. Second is signal where either continuous or discontinuous improvement in quality, efficiency, and speed are needed. Third, choose among suppliers, negotiate about the price, quality, delivery, and service with customer. Next is employ efficient and effective distribution and service process to target market and customer segment. The last one is improve the value of an organization, product, and service. The calculation of ABM system is identify activity required to complete the product. The next step is determine whether the activity are value added or non-value added. Value added is an activity that add value to the product quality and performance, whereas non-value added is an activity that do not add value to the product quality and performance. The last step is continuous improve the value added activity and minimize or eliminate the non-value added activities. That's all for my presentation. I would like to pass the presentation to my group member Ko Yong-jia. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ko Yong-ja. My matrix number is 280549. Today, I want to share with you about the activity-based costing application in manufacturing industry. Nowadays, companies face strong competition at a global level. So, there is a lot of pressure to increase the productivity and lower the production cost. Thus, obtaining a method of estimating the cost of the various products produced in the same company in a rigorous and precise way has turned into a really strategic objective. To address this issue, the activity-based costing methodology has been proposed, which established that resources are consumed by activities. Manufacturing companies are looking for the way to help them manufacture high-quality products at the lowest possible cost. Companies should be more productive, efficient, flexible, and have an accurate cost information to reach their goals. Labor, machine, and time are important factors that affect the productivity and the efficiency of any manufacturing companies and need to be taken into consideration. Activity-based costing (ABC) is an accounting method that takes into consideration all types of activity in an organization and correct all related costs based on their nature. Even though activity-based costing is complex and expensive to install, it is still better than traditional costing method, which is TCM, as it gives more precise information about the cost and identify wasted costs and unnecessary activities. Also, ABC discover the root cause behind any problem to solve it. Activity-based costing is useful when it is applied on an organization that manufactures multiple products. So, there are multiple costs that need to be taken into consideration. Direct costs are easily to recognize as each cost or amount of money the organization pay is assigned to the specific machine or product, while the indirect costs are the problem of company cannot recognize them easily, as these costs are assigned to different things such as department, process, and also product. ABC divided the indirect cost pool into some smaller pools and each pool deal with different activities. However, after my study of a few articles, I realized that activity-based costing adoption remains low in manufacturing industry. Organizations tend to use traditional system for the purpose of overhead costing. Based on my studies, the status of activity-based costing adoption among manufacturing organizations in Malaysia by classifying the organization into adopter and non-adopter. These findings show that the most manufacturing companies in Malaysia do not adopt activity-based costing as their overhead costing system. In addition, it is also found that among those that adopt activity-based costing, Many are still at the initial stage of implementation. However, given the production manufacturing environment that is highly capital intensive, there is no doubt that more companies are striving for a better cost method for their overhead costs. This is hope that with more exposure to knowledge and trend in management accounting practice, more companies will be motivated to reevaluate their current costing system and to consider adopting activity-based costing. So now, I would like to continue my presentation with the factor that can influence activity-based costing adoption in manufacturing industry. Based on my study on few articles, the findings suggest that decision, organization support, and internal measures have significant influence on the adoption of ABC among manufacturing organizations in Malaysia. Let's look at usefulness of cost information for decision making was one of the factors found to have a significant positive influence on the adoption of activity-based costing. This finding is consistent with previous study that test such relationship. In 1988, Cooper argued that the decision usefulness of cost information is related to the cost of errors associated with it. He further explained that the degree of competition caused the change in cost of error faced by firms and provided several forms of cost of error as listed below. Let's look at it. The first is making poor product related decisions, such as aggressively selling unprofitable product, setting price inappropriately, and introducing product into an unprofitable niche. The second is making poor product design decisions, such as increasing the number of unit parts in a product or reducing its direct labor cost content when the cost of maintaining those parts exceeds the labor savings. The third cost of error is making poor capital investment decisions based on overhead savings that do not materialize. And then the fourth is making inaccurate budgeting decisions about the level of operating expenses required. One of the many important conclusions drawn is that the activity-based costing system be broadly applicable to many different processes, and that activity-based costing result in better decision making. The use of activity-based costing would generate information of relevance to cost control because overheads are made more visible through polling by activities. And then the second factor is organization support. Organization support was another factor found to have a significant positive influence on the adoption of activity-based costing. Organization support in this study related to the support received from management and the non-accounting department. In a study that was got by field observation, Cooper concluded that based on their study of ACT implementations, top management sponsorship was a key success determinant. In 1995, Anderson found that activity-based costing systems should reside in manufacturing, not in accounting. She also found that knowledge of production process is very important in activity-based costing success. The activity-based costing system has long been seen as a tool to provide the management with a more accurate product costing. However, it should be noted that ABC provided the organization with a whole spectrum of usefulness in decision making. The information generated from activity-based costing system can be used for planning, pricing, budgeting, and also performance measurement. On the other hand, the decision to adopt activity-based costing required the organization to invest financially by providing training and software and also hardware for the system. It is also required investment in terms of man-hour and commitment from all levels. Therefore, organizations need to weigh the appropriateness of the system to the cost involved in adopting and implementing it. That's all from me and my group. Thank you.